Lifestyle Show. I am your host, Charlotte Bates, and right now I am joined with City Council candidate Norris Tyrone Darden III. Lifestyle Show. Right now I am in the headquarters for Norris Tyrone Darden III, the City Council candidate for District 2. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I'm grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule to sit down with me for this one-on-one interview.
Never too busy for the people.
Well, I have a couple of questions for you.
Hopefully I have a couple of answers for you.
I'm sure you do.
Okay.
First question for you, Tyrone, is for people that are not familiar with you, can you describe yourself for them?
I'm very simple. Obviously, you know my name. Norris Tyrone Darden III, born and raised in San Antonio, in District 2 on the east side. Went to East Side schools, Gates Elementary, King Middle School, and Sam Houston High School. Graduated in 1998 when I was the class president, number 12 in my class out of 300. Actually gave the speech, so that was a big thing for me. Played football, ran track, and was able to earn a scholarship, full athletic scholarship to Texas State University. Back then, for us older fellas, that was Southwest Texas State University. Went on there, got my bachelor's in criminal justice and my master's in special education, and came back home. Came back home and taught at Davis Middle School, taught at and coached at Sam Houston High School. In the past 4 years, I've been teaching at the George Gervin Academy.
What drove you to become a candidate for District 2?
That's a great question, Charlotte. And for me, again, as I said earlier, I was born and raised in this community. I'm 33 years old. For some people, that's a dinosaur. For others, I'm still a baby. But it's enough time, I think, to kind of get a grasp of the community. And for me, I see a lot of growth around San Antonio, even in our neighboring districts and communities. And I really haven't seen that growth, whether it be in infrastructure, whether it be in the workforce development, and even within the people. I see a lot of people moving out of the district, and we're losing. And I want to be the person that connects the people that are here to that opportunity in order to help those things that are lacking grow, and then also connect those people that moved out and want to move back in to an opportunity as well.
With everything that you just described, Tyrone, what are the top 2 issues in this district, and how do you see yourself improving that if elected?
Keyword, if elected, and I like when elected. Let's speak truth to that.
Okay.
For me, because we have a very diverse district, a lot of people relate District 2 to the east side, and it's much larger than that. We cover a nice part of the northeast side, and so you know, there's different economic needs. There's different workforce needs, even with crime. You know, some people want more police. Some people just want a light on their corner. And so it's very, very diverse. I think the major concern and the top issue would be the constituent services. Because if you don't have a good relationship with the people, how can you serve them? And so, you know, we can't just focus on one side or one issue. We have to be more broad and be more open to all the different things and all the different people in the community. So for me, I think the number 1 issue is connectivity and communication. I think if we can connect to the people, all the people, and communicate with them and really see what their needs are, we would better serve them as elected officials and you know, just the leadership, the people that they vote in to make sure their needs are met. The second thing, as far as priority, would be to ensure that the resources that are in the district stay in the district. And I say that to say this. We had several $1 million of bond savings over the last bond. 47, 48 million in the entire city, and in District 2, about 30 million. Now, with that being said, there was several articles published in the Express News that stated that Mayor Castro wanted those savings to stay in the district. And so, with that being said, $30 million is a lot of money to come in, whether it be for infrastructure, you know, streets and drainage, finishing other projects, park projects, or even developing new projects. Unfortunately, only about $2 or $3 million of that money actually stayed in the district, and the rest of that money left out. I was actually in the Northampton community, and they were telling me and telling some of my team members, some of the Team Darden team members, that they were having some issues with their streets and things like that. And the response they got was that those needs would be met in 2016. Now, 3 years to fix the street, I think is a long time, especially when you have $30 million on the table to help that immediately. So for me, that number one priority is connecting people, communicating with people, and delivering great constituent services, but also the resources that we already have, making sure that the constituents, that the community members, that the stakeholders in the district are have access to those resources.
When you talk about constituents,
yes, ma'am.
Can you let us know a little bit about how and what you would give? What are your plans for your constituents?
You know what, Charlotte? As far as how do I plan on reaching the people? What is my strategy? Well, one of the things that Councilwoman Taylor and several of the other council members have done is develop multiple field offices. So currently right now, there's a field office on the east side, and there's another field office on the northeast side off Rittman, which in theory, you could provide more services, but those buildings are just there. In our district, in our communities, transportation is a big issue. We have a large senior population, and we have a large youth population, and then we have a big working class. So, you know, the 8 to 5 working hours, and then just the standalone buildings, it's kind of hard sometimes to make those appointments with your leadership or with that staff. For me, I think I have an innovative way. So let's say we're paying $1,500 rent on 2 or 3 different locations for our field offices. Well, I want to have one building, of course. We have to be traditional and stay in one place. But what I want to do is I want to either get in some type of agreement with one of these RV dealers. And, you know, they have so many different deals and perks when you are doing things for the city and for the people. And, you know, maybe I could, you know, get a deal. We can get a deal. We can lease one for $1 a year or something like that. But if not, substituting that lease, that $1,000 or $2,000, or however many dollars is going to be, you know, to you know, furnish it and pay that lease. Why not get, you know, some mobile field offices to where you can set a schedule to where you can be, you know, in that Foster Road area or that FM 78 area. You can get to them. You can get to them. You can get to the people, and you can have more flexible hours. You know, instead of, you know, that 8 to 5 where, you know, in a shopping strip and, you know, it's not really that much activity. You can modify that schedule, and a lot of people who are working class, you can say, okay, we're going to do 4 to 8. Especially like now, it's daylight savings time. It doesn't get dark till 8, so you can be in a community out, you know, deep northeast like Northampton, or even in your Wilshire Woods. And now we just got even more. Our district got larger. We added that Randolph Boulevard piece, and so just getting all the way out there, and then, you know, still getting those services out in the in the east side, the heart of that community. But making sure you're accessible to all of the constituents. And so, you know, regardless, you know, I'm in it to win it. But if God says different, if the people vote differently, I still think that's a great idea, that we should be more mobile, we should be more accessible, and we should be more visible. And that's my plight to improve constituent services.
So the current District 2 councilwoman that has served 2 consecutive terms already,
yes, ma'am,
has focused on public safety,
okay,
education,
okay,
housing, and revitalization. What would be your primary focus for the district?
You know what, Charlotte, all of those things are great things. I think that's part of the problem in our district. We focus on things instead of people. So let's take public safety. The response to public safety has been more police on the street. Now, that has netted more arrests, but it hasn't improved crime. It hasn't decreased crime. And so, going back to something I said earlier, we live in a very diverse community. And I'm speaking specifically to District 2, whether it be culturally, whether it be economically, whether it be faith-based. There's a lot of different elements in our community, and everybody's needs are different. Now, public safety is a very general thing. But to make it specific, you got to go ask the people what are their needs. And so I truly believe that whether it be public safety, whether it be education, whatever these things are, they're just things until we connect them to the people. You know, if we say education is an issue, don't just assume that means we need to build a library. Now, we may need to build a library, but we also may need to fund some of these after-school programs and some of these community centers in order to get some mentorship programs going, get some after-school program going in terms of remedial service and things like that. But even that, you know, education is not just a youth thing, a student thing, it's also a parent thing, it's a family thing. So while we're tutoring our young people on algebra or science, the periodic table, whatever the situation might be, we may be in another room with GED services or helping a parent, you know, study for, you know, entrance exam to get in college or applying for FAFSA, things like that. We got to make sure that we're not just giving people things because they say we're hungry. You know, I may not be hungry for a cheeseburger today. I might want a celery stick. Only way you're going to know that is if you ask me. And so I believe that there are some things getting done in our community, but I think that the things that are getting done don't necessarily benefit the people.
So with all of that said, why should voters go out and vote for you on April the 29th?
Excellent question. And I'll say this, and I'm speaking directly to the voters. It's not even that I want you to go out and vote for me. I just want you to go out and vote. In the last election, there were over 55,000 registered voters, and less than 5% showed up to the polls. That was about 2,700 voters. We have to do better if we seriously and truly want change in our community. Yes, I want your vote, but before I want your vote, I want you to be a part of this process. And so for me, it's all about education, it's all about information, and it's all about connecting you to why this is so important. So for me being a candidate for the people, me being a person that wants to make sure our community it endures for decades and decades to come. I want to make sure that we together work together to bring our community back to where it is. So answering the question, I believe a vote for Tyrone Darden is a vote for change. I believe a vote for Tyrone Darden is a vote for progress. And I believe a vote for Tyrone Darden is a vote for you. Please, on April 29th, can't wait to see you at the polls. Thank you.
The right thing to do is to help our youth, support things that we know work, like the faith-based community, like the non-profit community. And guess what? We do right by our own. We ain't gonna have no problem welcoming the other people coming from the outside, but we gotta do right by our own first.
So how would they contact you?
Obviously our phone number, the Team Darden hotline is going to be 210-378-3618. That's 210-378-3618. We have a website, Tyrone Darden, TYRONE.com. And then, you know, you can see me on my personal Facebook page. Just go ahead and look up Tyrone, highly favored Darden. Good fun, healthy, clean context on there. So you can look at it at work if they allow you to do Facebook. And then, you know, come by my campaign office, 208 South New Braunfels in the Hammond Square, right near the city cemeteries. And, you know, any way you want to contact me, you can. You can email me as well, teamdardensa@gmail.com. And we respond to all those emails just like we respond to all our phone calls, because you know you can always call Tyrone.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Tyrone.
No problem.
It was a pleasure, and I wish you all the best with your goals and your dreams.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can do this, do it right. And in 8 years, we might be talking about something bigger and better. Thank y'all.
Thank you all for joining in.